Good evening, Metal Faithful. It is I, your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich, the Brat Tamer. And this is the Metal Hammer of Doom, brought to you by American Whammy Productions. Tonight, we are reviewing Fozzy, which is the band fronted by professional wrestler Chris Jericho, which the band formed in 1999 with the guitarist Rich Ward. We are reviewing their new album, Boombox, which came out May 6, 2022 on Mascot Records. And joining me tonight, you know him, you love him, he's Dick Titten all over this beast, all over this piece. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brat, Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
Oh, wow. My goodness, Mark Radulich. We're going to be talking about the Ayatollah of rock and roll. Well, this is going to be exciting. You know, I went and saw Fozzy in concert once.
Really?
I don't even think I thought you
only went to like one concert. It was like Scar Symmetry and Clutch. I think like you've been to two.
So our local wrestling promotion brought Fozzy in to perform in Parkersburg, West Virginia. You can go on to YouTube and actually punch in Fozzy in Parkersburg, and you'll catch a little 2-minute video of Jericho yelling at the crowd and saying how much he enjoyed coming to Parkersburg. Which is a first. Yeah, not too many people do. but yeah, it was a really, really good show. He came out with the old light up jacket. So this was a few years back, if you remember him in the light up jacket in WWE. So he put out. I'm trying to think of what the big single was at that point, because there was one that I recognized. But again, I wasn't even listening to the full album at that point in time. I don't think I've listened to a full album.
I'm assuming this was like pre-Judas. Yeah, because Judas came out in 2017.
This was probably Chasing the Grail. Well, probably. I love Chasing the Grail. That was one of my favorite albums by them.
I don't know if it was pre-Judas or not, because I'll look it up here. But regardless, this is the first time I've ever listened to a Fozzy album straight through.
Yeah, I haven't given Chris Jericho a whole lot of attention when it came to his band. First of all, I don't think he can sing, and I've been referring to Boombox as Auto-Tune the album, because that's not his natural voice. I've heard his natural voice; it's not good. And it was like, first of all, let me bring out the third member of the panel here. Used to be the second seed, but then he went away for a while to go chase loose women around North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, the Metal Coop, Robert Cooper. Hi, Natalia.
Well, she's actually, she went to sleep, so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm sure she will greatly appreciate the shout out, though. Also, I almost yelled hi, Natalia, but she's trying to go to bed, so that would be rude. I've actually listened to when I was a full-time, part-time metal reviewer / writer. I listened to their 2012 album, Skull and Bones. Mm-hmm. I didn't love it. There was one song that really stuck with me, "Storm the Breaches," and it's like an 8-minute epic, about this guy about to storm the beaches of Normandy, and it was really fucking good and really catchy, and I cannot recommend it enough. I really like some of their stuff off, like Chasing the Grail. God Pounds His Nails is a really good one. He's got some really good guest solos, but I think Zach Wilde does the guest solo in one, and I can't remember who does the other one. I thought it was Marty Friedman, but don't quote me.
All right,
but, the guy definitely gets some good talent in with his band. Mm-hmm. I do kind of agree that, I like Jericho just fine, but also, he's not Bruce Dickinson, he's karaoke night at best. But you know what? The man tries.
So, the video was uploaded in 2014. I actually have been able to find the set list. So I'll run down the set list real quick, Coop. Tell me if you recognize any of these songs here. Do You Want to Start a War?
Yep. That was the album that was coming out then.
Yep. To Kill a Stranger, Martyr No More,
I love that song. Oh, Sin and Bones. Yeah, Sin and Bones is that album.
Okay. She's My Addiction, God Pounds His Nails.
Love that.
Died With You, Spider in My Mouth.
I didn't like that one. I think that one has M Shadows on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. One Crazed Anarchist. SOS, which is an ABBA cover.
Sending out an SOS. I'm sending out an... Sorry.
Was that ABBA?
I was going to say, I don't think that was ABBA.
That would be the Police.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I was like, that's not ABBA.
Lights Go Out, Enemy, which I think that might have been the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, Enemy was from like 2005. I really dug that one. That was actually one of the first songs of his I listened to.
All right. Bad Tattoo, and then the encore was Sandpaper and a Crocus cover, Eat the Rich. So there you go. There's a set list from back in 2004.
Ironic, considering his political leanings.
Great stuff. Entertaining. I will tell you that he is a showman. Believe it or not, he is.
What do you think, Jesse? You heard Cooper, and I thought that was pretty accurate, that he's karaoke night at best.
Yeah. Metal light, I think, is a word that I saw used.
Do you think, I just don't think he's that good of a singer. I think, is he, utterly off-key? No, but, if he weren't professional wrestler Chris Jericho and, putting his own money into this vanity project, I don't think he would have lasted as a professional musician, as a professional singer.
Yeah. If there was
that's kind of what I'm trying to get from you is what do you how would you rate him as a vocalist if you forget about the fact that he's Chris Jericho, former professional wrestler? Right.
He falls in with, he doesn't stand out in the crowd, that's for sure. Not in my opinion. If he's not professional wrestler, yeah, it'd probably be tough for this guy to find a gig or to make at least this a living.
It's a living.
It's a living.
We said this thing. We said the thing.
Somebody make a turkey noise.
So, he definitely doesn't stand out. He's not anything really that special when it comes to vocalizing. Now, when we listen to this album, though, I'm not going to find anything to complain about, in regards to it. You say it's auto-tune the album. So there is definite evidence of that.
Yeah.
Evidence all over.
This might be the most, finely produced album I've heard. It was, for me, I normally don't get all excited about the whole, auto-tune thing. I don't get it on a lot of people's case for it. We have a tool to make people sound better. It's okay to use it. It's fine. It's fine.
Use your tools.
Right. But there's using it to kind of fix a small thing, get maybe a richer sound. Then you have to fix someone's shitty singing.
Right.
So
have you had a chance? I doubt you did, but there was a Netflix documentary series called Pop, I think is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a very interesting documentary specifically in those episodes on autotune and how T-Pain was accused of ruining music because of making it mainstream. And I would, if you get a chance,
it's funny too. T-Pain's actually a really good singer.
Oh, I know, dude. They played the NPR thing in that documentary, which was just mind-blowing when you listen to him sit there and sing. But again, it's interesting to see how he was really I think it was Usher that brought him back on a plane ride. He shares this story about how Usher brings him back on this plane ride and says, "Hey, you ruined music for me. You ruined music for all of us."
Nice.
he had bouts of depression because of it. Mm-hmm. Because then he starts to realize how this affected the music industry. But regardless, I guess the point I'm trying to make is T-Pain made a living doing it, and he sounds good. He sold a ton of records.
Right.
Chris Jericho could lean right into it. Go for it, buddy.
Go for it, buddy.
Go for it, buddy.
I guess you can say for the music industry, he was a T-Pain in the neck.
No.
Hey, now. Oh, I missed my soundboard. Hey, real quick.
Waka.
So Jesse and I are doing a secret project. We are getting all of the, remember back in the day when we dumped Blog Talk Radio and we jumped onto Spreaker. So we're now in the process of bringing all of the Spreaker stuff back to the Blog Talk Radio account as sort of a backup. In case things don't work out with American Whammy, we don't lose all of our audio content for the last 4 years.
Of course.
And as we're uploading shows, I go back and I listen to them. I went back and listened to the very first one we did on Spreaker. Because if you remember, like, the test run was Black Panther, and I think we did it on both. We did it on Blog Talk Radio. It was the very last one we did on Blog Talk Radio, but then that was also on Spreaker. I think we uploaded it at the time. And then the first one that we officially recorded with Spreaker was Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, choosing mental illness as a virtue.
Yeah, choosing shitty albums as a virtue.
Dude, I laughed my ass off. I just listened to it the other day. I'm crying in the car. I'm laughing so hard.
My God.
I keep telling everybody about, like, Phil Anselmo singing like he's standing in the kitchen cooking bacon naked. Coop's line about, like, throwing your pots and pans in a garbage can and rolling it downhill.
It was bad.
Oh my God,
that album was bad, man.
My son's in the car listening to it, and he's like, he's listening to us, and he's watching me laugh, and he's like, Dad, you and your friends are really funny. Like, sometimes I don't know what you're making fun of or why you're making fun of it, but to hear you make fun of things is really funny.
Perfect.
I'm telling you right now, man, that is not until we made you take a BDSM quiz have I laughed that hard. That's such a good show, man. Like, not every show we do is a winner, and some shows are better than others. But that first one, man, that was magic.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I mean, when it's like they gave us, like, the perfect fucking target.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
do you want to hear this man that's done more heroin than you spent more money on heroin than you've ever seen in your life?
Right.
Try to be poetic.
Yeah, it was so bad. We had a good time with that, though. I mean, and you could hear us, like, we didn't know if it was all going to work, and we had just figured out how to do the recording on Spreaker with the music and everything. Good times, Jesse. Good times.
Yes, it's good. It's good throwback stuff right there, buddy.
All right, so who's ready to listen to some Boombox, some auto-tune the album?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Boombox.
Doombox.
Doombox.
All right, first song is Sane, then I Still Burn, and then Purifier.
Auto-tune.
Despite my criticisms, Robert, Jesse is having technical difficulties, so he hopefully will be back with us shortly. But despite my earlier criticisms of this being totally auto-tuned on the vocals, I mean, he's backed up by a halfway decent band. This is, 3 halfway rockin' good tunes here. Sane's good. We did the video for it last week. I Still Burn starts off a little slow, but that's not the worst thing ever, and then it picks up. And that Purifier song pretty much kicks ass.
Yeah, I mean, as I was listening to the album, I really was digging it. Like, I really liked that first song a lot more than when we were playing the video of it. Like, I think when it's by itself, I think it stands out a little more, as funny as that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of feel like when it's, when it's trying to, I guess, do its own thing, it doesn't necessarily stand out in the most impressive way with the video playing. But, I mean, I actually really dug this album because I think Rich Ward's a really solid guitarist, and the rest of the band really hold up on their own. I mean, Jericho, it's one of those, like, even if his vocals were total shit, I just couldn't hate the guy.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, he definitely leans into... I think about, like, celebrities who, just say from the field of acting, who they start bands and stuff. And
like Billy Bob Thornton, remember that?
Yeah, I was thinking of, like, Johnny Depp, too. Johnny Depp started a band, and, he didn't make a huge deal about it. It was just like, this is something else I want to do. I want to say, like, there was a country band, oh, gosh. It's like Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, the Highwaymen. Like, it was like, okay, this is just another thing that I want to do, and I'm afforded the ability to do so because I'm a famous celebrity and all that, which is pretty cool. So, I don't... Jericho's band, Fozzy's got several albums here. Fozzy and Happenstance, which from what I was reading, I think are all like covers albums. But then you have All That Remains, Chasing the Grail, Sin and Bones, Do You Want to Start a War, Judas, and now Boombox. He's got a fair amount of albums here. Somebody likes this stuff, or they wouldn't let him keep doing it. So, I'm looking at the chart positions here. If Fozzy in 2000 was 27 and 32 on the U.S. charts. Happenstance was 32 and 4. Chasing the Grail got all the way up to 6. 6 on the U.S.
Chasing the Grail was really good. I like that album a lot.
Sin and Bones was number 1 in the U.S. at one point. And then it charted...
Wow.
Yeah, it charted 143 overall in the U.S., 13 on the U.S. Hard Rock, 25 in the U.S. Indie, U.S. Rock was 47, and then U.S. Sales 143. Do You Want to Start a War charted in a whole bunch of places. It charted the highest at number 9 on the U.S. Hard Rock chart, and then Judas at number 7. And now all the AEW fans fucking sing the song. So, like, I don't take anything away from Chris Jericho's band. Like I said, I don't love his vocals. Obviously, he needs a lot of help. But the rest of the band, I think, more than makes up for it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right.
I do too.
Oh, good. You're back. All right, Jesse, what you think of those 3 songs?
Well, I will say that I really enjoyed Sane. I know that's the video that we covered. And I remember when I was checking out the videos to determine which one we were going to cover, Sane and I Still Burn really stood out to me. I enjoyed them. I thought that what I was hearing really had me psyched to hear what was going to be on the rest of the album. So Purifier, you probably played it. I didn't hear it, and I can't remember what it sounds like. So
Perfect.
Sane and I Still Burn, though I know those ones pretty well. So, yeah, there you go.
All right, let's go ahead and hear some more music. The next 3 songs that we're going to listen to are as follows. That's how you know I'm, like, stalling for time. Army of One, Ugly on the Inside, and Relax. Go through it when you want to go to it.
I sleep with one eye open. I never trust in anyone. And I'm always standing on the edge. But these bones have been broken. I'm not afraid of a little blood, but I would rather die than just give in. Before they lay me down beneath the roses and the stone, I will find the truth, the peace that I've been looking for. In my head, I'm an army of one, fighting war after war, 'cause I won't lay down my gun. I will always believe that we were meant to be free. There's no surrender in this army of one. There's no surrender in this army of one. Your frame, impeccable from head to feet, and you know just how to make them quiver. No shame, they hang on every word you speak. Good sheep, right into the smart falling line, gonna lead us to the other side. Smile and leave your worries far behind. Strike a perfect pose. Your cage is made of gold, but underneath the soul is spoiled. You are so beautiful, but I see right through it all. So ugly on the inside. Drop dead exterior, demonic as Lucifer. So ugly on the inside. Nah, give it to me one time now. Relax, don't do it when you wanna go to it. Relax, don't do it when you wanna come. Relax, don't do it when you wanna suck to it. Relax, don't do it when you wanna come. When you wanna come.
Jesse Starcher says, relax. Fucking relax.
Don't do it.
Relax. That's what he says.
You got to scheme those schemes, baby.
With them laser beams. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me with those laser beams. I didn't, you know what's funny?
Yes, indeed.
I listened to it once, I think when I was working out, and so it was just kind of background noise while I was lifting. I was getting fucking swole.
Swole, right? Getting
Yeah.
swole, right?
Getting swole. You should see my biceps now. You can see them because like we're on camera for a lot of our shows. You ever see my muscles?
Yeah.
See my rippling biceps, Jesse?
Oh, rippling.
Yes.
Rippling. Goodness.
Anyway, so I didn't even. So I might have registered at the time, and then I probably forgot about it. So when I was joking initially when I was reading off the song titles, I'm like, oh, they didn't really cover Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They most certainly did cover Frankie
yes,
Goes
they
to
did.
Hollywood. Which, by the way,
Yes, they did.
so you know me. I like to get my kids like T-shirts for the big outings that we go to. I don't do it for everything. Like we decided that we didn't need Morbius T-shirts, but we definitely got T-shirts for the Batman.
Joke's on you. You couldn't find them. And then you had the same problem when you walked into the theater. Couldn't find anybody.
So for Doctor Strange, we got T-shirts and all of that. And I said to my son, I was like, okay, what do you want T-shirts? What movie do we need T-shirts for? Jurassic Park? He's like, we totally need them for Top Gun. It's like, you're not wrong. But I'm taking my kids to go see Tears for Fears and Garbage. So Lily picked out a shirt. It did not say the queerest of the queer, though we looked for one. Because that was what Melissa wanted. She was like, we should totally get Lily, our 11-year-old daughter, who's like anything having to do with romance on screen, she averts her eyes like she's a vampire and it's sunlight. But yes, yes, we need to get my 11-year-old daughter a shirt that says "the queerest of the queer." Fucking garbage T-shirt. Needless to say, that didn't happen. She just got one with the logo on it. So I got my son a shirt that says "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," by Tears for Fears. All right, so they got their T-shirts. Like, I can't not get one. So you know what I got, Jesse?
Tell me.
I got a T-shirt that says "Frankie Says Relax."
Ah, wonderful.
Yes. So I'm going to be sporting my Frankie Says Relax T-shirt when we go see Tears for Fears next month. It's going to be for my birthday, by the way.
Oh, well, that's great. Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday. I think you should wear a trash bag.
Why? Why should I wear a trash bag?
Garbage.
Because then you too would be garbage.
The queerest of the queer. Do, 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 do. Do,
Never heard that song before.
Yeah, you have. Do, do, do,
I really haven't.
Really, Coop? You haven't heard the queerest of
You're
the
about
queer?
to.
Shut up, Jesse.
Oh, good. Are we about to listen to 7 different covers?
I hate that you guys know the gimmick.
Well, I mean, there was that time that I was like, I don't know this Madonna song, and it turns out I've heard it 800 times. Oh, here it is.
Hey boy, take a look at me. Let me dirty up your mind. I'll strip away your heart from here and see what I can find. The queerest of the queer, the strangest of the strange, the coldest of the cool, the lamest of the lame, the numbest of the dumb. I hate to see you here, a joke behind a smile, a fake behind a fear.
The queerest of the Koopa.
So, when did that come out?
Queer?
Yeah, that was mid-90s?
When did Queers come out?
Hey.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Get
boy.
me out of
Oh,
here.
no. Big Slim Dog.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Big Slim Dog. 8-pound balls. Stupid girl. Ooh, stupid girl. Didn't
mid-nineties,
have
I'm
to
pretty sure.
fake it. I think it's 1995. I'm double checking it now because they put out an anniversary of it, a 20-year anniversary, but I'm double checking to make sure I have the right date here. People are like, it's 1995, you dumb fuck. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yes.
You need the internet to confirm that. Wait.
Yes, sir. Garbage.
Okay.
Self-titled. 1995.
Okay. All right.
By the way, that
Yeah.
song still rocks to this day. Still love to listen to it. What'd you think of it,
That's
Cooper?
good.
I thought it was not garbage.
Glad you enjoyed it. Hey, let's talk about Fozzy again. Jesse, I'll start with you. Army of One, Ugly on the Inside. I liked Ugly on the Inside. Again, one of the slower songs, but I think they did a good job with it. And their cover of Relax was just ducky.
Right. Yeah, I enjoyed Relax. I remember I immediately messaged you as soon as it hit. I was like, oh, I know for a fact Mark Radulich is going to enjoy this cover. Yes, Army of One. I think that is probably one of the one of my favorite tracks off of here. I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite, but it's up there. I kind of dig that one. Ugly on the Inside's fun when you listen to it and the lyrics, and kind of what Chris Jericho is getting at when he's singing that song. It's pretty good. But as for those three, yeah, we got some solid songs. I don't mind a cover. I mean, Relax. Don't do it. I mean, when you want to come.
When you want to go to it.
When you want to calm down.
It's a very, very sexual song. My goodness.
Like, that thing is so sexual. What's the Metal Hammer of Doom Extra?
Right.
What'd you think, Coop?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I heard that cover come on, I said, "Man, Mark's got to be loving this. This is his favorite album of the year." I think this is our first cover of the year.
Maybe. I'd have to go back and see what else we did. We are in May right now. We've done quite a few of these, but it's you're probably not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really recall any. Still, the best cover of all time is that time Sepultura covered the Ultra 7 theme, because I got to explain Ultraman to everybody. I actually have a coworker that, no joke, he did the pose for it, and I'm like, "Oh, the Ultra Beam," and he's like, "How the hell do you know about this? This is my childhood." I'm like, "Aha, I don't have a life."
I, sir, have Tubi.
Oh, is that on Tubi?
I believe so.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's a lot of good shit on Tubi. I don't know if you have had a chance. But
I've not checked it out.
Stuff.
You know, it's actually owned by Fox.
I had no idea.
Well, because I keep thinking Tubi's just this little, like, dinky. Nah, man, it's owned by Fox. Like, it ain't. It's got big money behind it.
If you can deal with the ads, like, the ads aren't, like, we watched a 1 hour show and it had probably, I don't know, 30 seconds to 45 seconds of ads.
I mean, it's better than. Do you remember when Hulu had ads? Did you ever try to watch a movie with your ad blocker on?
No.
It was pretty fucking funny. I once watched Jinro the Wolf Brigade for Valentine's Day because, spoilers, at the end he kills the girl. And I was like, yeah, I'm depressed on Valentine's Day. This is great. But anywho, so like the first time you do the ad block, it's like, all right, 10 seconds. And then it increases time. So by the time I hit like commercial number 15 for this 2 hour movie, I was like, all right, cool. It's going to be 6 minutes.
Nice.
Man, I miss when they used to have ad-supported versions of streaming sites, since now everybody has to have their own fucking streaming site. When are we going to have the American Whammy streaming site?
I'm sure that's coming.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that editing and ship to depart.
All right. Are you ready to move on to the next three?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, guess what,
Rock
Jesse?
and
We don't
roll.
have to do ad reads anymore.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why
No
don't
more
we have
ad
to
read.
do ad reads?
Because we no longer have sponsors. I don't know what happened. Our person in charge of ad sales told me that we are no longer. We don't have to do the ad reads anymore. At this point, we're just giving away like free publicity for them, because they're not paying us. And I'm like, okay, I guess I won't do them anymore then. I don't know. I don't know.
They were probably like, "What the fuck's an American Whammy, and why have we been paying them?"
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the ins and outs of that particular thing are. I just know that I don't have to be like, hey, this next segment's brought to you by Grammarly or anything like that. But, Jesse, I would like to know, Tommy, when we come back, what the Angry Metal Guy thinks of all this.
Oh, my goodness. I have everything ready to go for that.
All right, so let's go ahead and listen to our next three.
Now, I need to stop before you get into this.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I want you to pay attention. No, I want you to pay attention to
Yes, sir.
the first 10 seconds of track 7.
Okay.
And you need to tell me what Clutch song this is.
All right. You know what? I meant to follow up with you, but I was busy doing personal stuff.
That's
Personal
fine.
meeting.
Now it's time. Now it's time for you to get me an answer.
It was
Let's go.
personal cardiovascular activity.
Look at that. That man
am
is
so
on his
proud
regiment
of you.
still.
So I told you I worked in porn, right? We've discussed this.
Oh yeah, I
There
mean
has been a story or two.
I mean, yeah, that girl got literally like, she looked like she got hit with like semen rain.
Yeah, she got slimed.
Demon Rain.
Christy Miz got up
for
and
going to the Kids' Choice Awards. Am I right?
Christy Miz got up. She's like, I feel so funky. Okay, so yes, so you guys know that I wrote ad copy for Extreme Associates. So I'm just going to say that I know, being a film person, this is really how I should have started this whole story. I shouldn't keep talking about my illustrious career in porn advertising.
Emphasis on lust.
But did you know, Jesse, that I actually took a directing class when I was in college?
Oh,
For
no
porn?
kidding.
No, stage directing, you asshole.
Oh, okay. So you've never learned how to not get your fucking camera lens off that man's butthole.
What I'm trying to say is that I know how to get a good shot. I know where to put the camera. I know how to angle it. You know, Jesse, I know how.
Shot.
I can be a director of photography if I need to be.
Okay. All right.
And so I was filming a movie before we started tonight, which is why I was late and why I never got a chance to listen to Know Where to Run Again and figure out which Clutch song it was. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh,
And
so are we
I
doing
did
9
not
o'clocks
realize.
again?
I'm sorry, what was
Not
that?
realize.
I said, are we doing 9 o'clock again? I thought it was 10 o'clock.
Well, it was 9:30, but I was at 9:30. I'm like running out of my room while I'm throwing my underwear on. Like, I'm coming, guys, I'm coming. You know?
And then we were like, but you already did that, Mark.
I mean, how would you have known at that point?
I mean,
So funny.
let's just say old Christy Mist felt a
Look, it's not like when I'm doing cardiovascular activities, the fucking bat signal goes up, and we let Gotham know that.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing it's not a German dungeon born, because or else the scat signal would go off.
Scheiße!
What are you? I'm Scheiße Man. I am
Dictatum.
Scheiße, Mann.
I am vengeance.
I am the night. I am in a stereotypical, like Miss Cleo fucking pops in, and she's like, "You all about to go to jail, baby."
All right. Anyway, so no, Jesse, I haven't had an opportunity to re-listen to the song and figure out which Clutch thing I was.
I didn't realize. I had no idea that this was going to be that big of a production, but all of a sudden you started talking about a production. Okay,
I was.
That's great.
I was
That's
filming
wonderful.
an independent film this evening.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, he was doing a one-man show.
Oh no, there was 2 men involved, and one of those men was a
Okay.
woman.
What? I mean, you know what? I am on the up and up with what the kids. I am all for your alphabet soup rights. You do you, and you do him.
Done did.
I have one question before we move on with the next 3 songs, and then we find out what the angry metal guy thinks of all this.
Okay.
Jesse, when did the show get this sexual? Like, it's been a gradual thing. It's it's kind of like anal sex, where like you just don't
I'm the
jam it right in.
wrong
Like,
person to ask.
it's
Wrong
you
person to ask.
gotta slide it in gently. You gotta kind of trick them that it's happening.
Okay.
You gotta give it a little foreplay, and at
Yeah.
this point, we're just like hug you hardcore.
But that's the thing, like, it was gradual, right, Cooper? Like, it didn't start off this way. It wasn't like, welcome to the welcome to the 411 music review podcast. Fuck, shit, dick tittin'. We took some time.
I feel like it's been since I came back from my damn woman who took all my lamps exodus.
Jesse, does that track for you? Did the sexual nature of our metal album review podcast start in earnest when Cooper came back, or I don't know. I think there was light flirting going on between you and I before that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
it all started when I got laid.
All right. You want to anything else you want to add to this part of the conversation, or are you like, please fuckers move this on?
I would really like for you to tell me what Clutch song this Nowhere to Run is.
Yes,
Please.
my love. Yes, my love. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going. Here we go.
Begging you.
Nowhere to Run, My Great Wall, and What Hell Is Like. I'm not wrong. It's Wishbone, right?
Let me tell you, I spent probably a very long time for my lunch break today trying to figure this out. And I swear it's a Clutch song. I don't think it's Wishbone.
You don't think it's Wishbone? I heard Wishbone.
I don't think it is because
Robert.
it is very, very, very distinct.
All right, hang on. Let me try this one more time. We're gonna figure this out.
No, we're not.
We're gonna dick tit or die trying.
Listen up, you stinking maggots! It seems you just don't get it! Well, I've been appointed to inform ya! Your days are numbered! You would cry, you would scream if you...
Nope. Nope. The whole Clutch library.
Wait a minute. 14th Son? Did I hear helicopter?
All right, it wasn't any of those. All right,
I
admittedly, after a while, I
tried-
gave up and just started playing random Clutch songs. But
I want you to play Seven Jam because I think that's the closest I came to thinking that that's what that is. But do the comparison real quick, and we'll see how wrong I am.
See, I even thought it was Wishbone and Elephant Riders, to be honest with you. Actually, when you said no to Wishbone, I was like, maybe it's Animal Farm, but that's too fast. And then I was just kind of fucking around. I was trying to think of
Do
something
you
else.
hear the song though? Can you hear the song that I'm talking about?
I can, and I think I have it. And then you're like, no, and I just feel like you're being a woman about it. I feel like I'm right.
Nah. How about you?
And that was
Play
your first
Seven
mistake.
Jam.
All right,
We'll end it on Seven Jam, and then we can go to the next two.
all right, fine. Here we go.
I don't think that's it.
Okay, I was
think it
closer
is.
with Elephant Riders. I think it's Elephant Riders. Cooper, you just heard just a mishmash of all kinds of shit. What do you think?
I think that in towards the bridge on the way to the chorus, they totally rip off Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
I'm not gonna lie. Like when you had them playing side by side, I was like, all right, I know it's not that.
Okay.
But now that we've been kind of smattering them through, it's really hard to keep everything straight. It's kind of like it's very similar to when I walk into a locker room. It's very hard for everybody to stay straight.
I understand. All right. Let's play the other two songs of this this block, and then we'll come back. Here we go with the other two songs. But Jesse Starcher, what does the angry metal guy think of all this?
Oh, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you, as the angry metal guy does not appear to have reviewed this album. But
Do you think the
guess
angry
what?
metal guy is a rigger?
I wonder what would make him angry. I mean, he's probably into role play
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I'm going to say that that's the case. But yeah, you know, someone that is that angry may wish to express themselves upon somebody by rigging them up. So I'll go with an affirmative on that. How's that?
I think
Sound good?
I'm with you, but I would also like to
Okay.
add that I think the angry metal guy is totally a brat tamer.
Okay. All right then.
I was going to say he's an
All
exhibitionist myself.
You think so?
All right then.
What if he's vanilla? What if I ran the same
I'd
joke
be
into the
very
ground for
surprised.
weeks at a time?
Then it wouldn't be this podcast.
Correct.
That's all we
Correct.
do.
It's very true.
Metal
Pile drive
injection.
jokes into the ground.
Metalinjection.net gave Boombox a 7.5 out of 5. Then over here on loudersound.com, they gave it 3.5 stars. Our friends over at, is this the Razor's Edge? No, they did not give it a rating. They just gave it a wordy review. Listen to this. I wanted to talk about this real quick because webisjericho.com says, now they didn't give them an official review. There's no way.
I think
but
that they have an agenda.
there's a bias there. I'm just going to say that. Fozzy finds Hook City on Boombox. So I wanted to read this and get your guys' thoughts on this real quick. We called it Hook City, one hook after another, he said. You don't write a verse, a pre-chorus, and a chorus. You write a short verse, then a chorus, and then a bigger chorus. And that was what we always went for. And so what they're saying is that they feel that Fozzy found Hook City with Boombox here. Do you agree with that, Mark Radulich? Do you notice like that kind of a structure as you're listening to these songs, or what would you say?
No, I think this is a very crowd pleasing album. It's way overproduced, but I think most people I'm looking for things to talk about with it. So I'm noticing how overproduced it is, but I think if you just threw it on for a regular like ham and egger while he's lifting like I do at the gym, just fucking lifting, just getting sweaty,
Right?
getting vascular, right?
That's great.
With this
I really hope you're. There must be some lady out there that's listening to this podcast right now that's like, oh my goodness, I touch myself.
Did he say Brat Tamer and vascular in the same podcast? So yeah, if you're out there and you're at the gym and you're exercising, whatever, and you got this on in the background, yeah, like you can get down to this, if you're, if you have it on while you're doing any kind of like physical activity, cleaning up the house, yard work, working out, running, whatever, just driving in your car, thinking about
Whacking off.
Thinking about that girl
Don't
on
drive in
Tinder.
your car and whack off at the same time.
Thinking about that girl on Tinder who like contacted you and you said hello, and then it takes her an hour and a half or a day and a half to answer back, and you're like, where did you go in the 6 seconds it took me to answer you?
Wait, people are answering you back?
Occasionally.
Sorry, I had to go with that meme. So wait, you guys are getting responses?
In theory, because it's not like I'm on Tinder because I'm married. Blink.
We are the Millers.
I mean, I haven't been on Tinder in
Well, you have Natalia.
7-8 months.
Yeah, well,
Because I have Natalia.
You have Natalia. Hi, Natalia. Hi,
Yeah,
Natalia.
no, thank God, too. Yes, hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
No, she is the best around.
Don't,
ever keep you down.
Don't put a finger in her butt while she's sleeping on this podcast.
Sleeping on the podcast or in general?
Okay. Don't, while the podcast is recording and she's sleeping through the podcast, put a finger in her butt. That would be rude.
No, I would never do that. That
Okay.
would be.
I mean,
that definitely would be a grade A pain in the ass.
It really would. And
Coop.
you shouldn't do
Coop.
it while we're recording.
Coop.
Yes.
When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it bears fruit of its loins.
When the punchline is apparent.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Waka waka waka.
All right, are we ready to move on to the next three and call it a night, or did we have anything else to talk about? Because I've honestly lost track of what we were talking about.
Rock
We were
Sins.
talking about
Rock
butt
Sins.
stuff.
I mean, we're
rocksins.com.
always talking about butt stuff. When are we not talking about butt stuff?
I know, we're like a fucking colonoscopy. There's always butt stuff to be had.
Nice. Rocksins.com. 8 out of 10.
Desperately trying to keep this podcast on track.
Rockandloadmag.com. 8 out of 10.
Rock and load.
Then you have metalwani.com. 8 out of 10.
Ooh, Metal Wani covered this? Interesting.
Yep. They're consistent across the board here. I mean, we're not getting anything, and I think the lowest thing I saw was a 6. And this was somebody that wasn't impressed compared to their last album. So, I mean, if you're doing that, then maybe, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people really appreciate what this album is on its own. So 8 out of 10 for most of what I'm seeing. And I kind of agree. I mean, it's not horrible. It's decent. It's not bad. So
It's perfectly
but
serviceable.
yeah, I'm ready for the next three. That's right. I'd service it all day.
Absolutely. It's like a Snapchat hooker. Perfectly serviceable.
See, I was going to say it's like a all dairy diet. Perfectly solid.
Okay.
Moving on. The last three songs
That is
of the
not a
night.
stool I would want to be involved with.
Omen, The Worst Is Yet to Come in the Vulture Club.
A vision of the
right. You know what? I was a little reticent about doing this review tonight. I was like, I'm doing it because formerly the American Whammy Network was at one point Wrestling to the Max podcast. And, we do have a high amount of wrestling fans that listen to us. And so I was like, okay, anything that's wrestling related, I'm always going to lean towards of all the albums that were out. So I was like, we got to do Chris Jericho's album. But I was like, I'm not excited about this. I don't think it's going to be that great. This was not bad, Jesse. This was, if I could stop talking about butt stuff for just a moment.
If you could.
If I could.
You could.
It's not hard or easy.
That's what she said.
But if I could be serious for a moment, it's not a bad album at all. I as much as Chris Jericho annoys me, I think he and his band put together a perfectly serviceable and competent album. I would give it B-.
Okay. Oh, B-.
Yeah, I don't want to grade too heavy. I don't want to grade too high because I know there's going to be a lot better albums than this year.
I can understand not giving them an A, but I mean B-. Okay.
Listen, if I were the critically acclaimed guys, this would get a solid C because everything is average. Better than average is C plus. That's their grading scale. By the way, have you ever heard critically acclaimed? Their grading scale is either C plus, C, or C-.
So it's average, better than average, or not better than average.
Correct.
Below average.
Below average.
Okay. All right. Makes complete sense. Okay, I'm going to read off some. I've listened to this album I don't know, probably. Again, background music is a good descriptor here.
Yeah.
Because there isn't anything that is completely offensive to where you're just like, oh my gosh, turn that off. But there isn't anything else that really grabs you. But I will, I will turn this up and listen to it and enjoy it. So I'll throw out some bands here. Like I'm on aslyrics.com, which they do a fun, little thing at the end of the lyrics where it says, hey, if you like this song, you may also like. So I'll throw out some bands here, and you guys kind of can chime in to tell me if you think, yeah, this definitely sounds like something that fits in with these other bands. So looking at just Omen, the first band that they listed there was Hoobastank.
Hoobastank?
The Hooba.
Hoobastank?
Hoobastank. So I'll agree with that. This kind of feels a little bit. Yeah, sing it. Was that a video that we covered? We covered that one, didn't we? Mark?
We reviewed it. I just repost or re-aired or no, not even. I built the page because it was one of the ones that got skipped for the Hoobastank album a couple of weeks ago. And
reviewed Hoobastank?
We reviewed I think for like Thanksgiving.
Was that the turkey?
That was the turkey that year.
Probably. We did 3 Metal Hammer of Dooms.
Extras on 3 different Hoobastank. Yes, and it was what is it? The mission, the version, the virgin, the something. What's the name of the damn song? Fuck.
The Verve?
No, the Verve.
Okay.
the Vim, the Verve. Hoobastank.
I just remember the one.
The Reason. That's the name of the song.
The Reason.
Oh yeah, that's the song. That's their big song.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna look it up. Now I'm curious to see which ones we did.
Well, one of them like in a. I'm probably getting this confused, but wasn't there like an anger therapy, or maybe that?
No, that was Temper.
Oh, okay, all right, and that was from Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so Bullet 4.
Okay, so we did Crawling in the Dark. We did This Is Gonna Hurt, and we did The Letter. Oh, we didn't even do
The Letter. Oh,
that's the one. We did The Letter, not The Reason.
Okay, yeah, and we were like making fun of how, I don't know if we were making fun of that one. If I remember right, that one's pretty serious. It's been a while, but
that never stops us.
Is it weird that I want to play these now?
It's not actually weird at all. It's just should I is the question you should be asking yourself. Should I play these now? The answer is most likely no.
Fair enough.
Blackstone Cherry, Atreyu, Hoobastank again, and what was the other one?
Hoobastank.
I wouldn't give them a penny back.
That's not how that works. No. No, you can't do that. So
The
Shine
cross
Down.
of the memes is not good. That's not how this works.
It's the only game. Why you have to be mad? So Shine Down, that's another one that they list here, 6 a.m. Anyway, yeah, all those bands that are being mentioned there definitely have this kind of sound. It's a heavier type of deal. It's kind of, it's a good time. I'll just put it that way. It's a good time.
All right, Coop. Take me home. Take me home, baby doll.
Country roads. Logan Lucky was a really good movie, by the way. Just saying.
I've not seen it yet.
That is the climax of the movie that is involved, and it is not very nice and very entertaining. But yeah, I would say this album's probably
Did you say climax? Sorry, go ahead.
That's about the only time that's usually mentioned in my day.
Hi-yo!
Hey. But yeah, I would say that your summation's fairly accurate. Solid, 7 out of 10. Like, if this is your favorite album of the year, cool. Like, this is going to hit somebody's happy spot.
Sure.
The one that's between F and H. Like, yeah, like it's going to hit somebody's spot, and somebody's going to love this, and that's great. Otherwise, it's inoffensive.
The spot? Is this where you like it?
That is. Is this enough foreplay?
Am I done now? Did you finish?
Yeah, it's all right. As a man, I've learned receiving is not foreplay for them.
It is amazing we don't get more like comments about this show. Like, will you fucking guys shut up with your sex talk and just talk about the album? Because we get listeners. And it's amazing to me that people are, because we used to get that. Remember remember Jesse? Remember?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that we would not be on? We would not be on topic for entire shows, and we would get comments back going, "Jesus Criminy Christ, would you please just talk about the album?" And we're like, "No."
And I'm like, "What's an album? I thought this was our sequel to Dr. Ruth."
Welcome.
Time I tried to critically weigh in on an album, I said mathcore, and the fucking internet broke. So,
and that's why Jesse doesn't care that we don't stay on topic. He was just like, "Look, anything I say is going to be fucking wrong anyway, so whatever." Yeah. Go ahead, Mark. Talk about your throbbing cock. It's fine.
I mean, it's just like the old joke about Michael J. Fox in the ice cream parlor. They asked him, "What type would you want?" He says, "Doesn't matter. I'm just going to drop it anyways."
Oh.
Wow.
But anywho, yeah, I mean, this album is. I mean, what? How do I follow that up? You don't. I mean, it's really hard to because the guy's shaking the entire way. God damn.
Yep.
God damn. Ooh, man, it's so good he can't even sit still.
Yikes. Anyway.
Oh, good night. Yeah, this album here, very solid album. It's got a really solid cover buried in the middle of it, which is very nice. A nice surprise. It's almost like, you're eating a sandwich and you get one bite of your favorite flavor and you're like, oh, I didn't expect that to be here. Otherwise, some really solid songs. It is well produced, very solid. Like I said, 7 out of 10. Can dig.
All right, folks, that is our review of Fozzy Boombox. Next week, we're taking Wednesday off. It'll be myself and Jesse. I'm hoping, Jesse, that my kids don't flood the toilet this time. I'm hoping this time my wife...
I'd love for a less contentious episode.
Me not having a fucking mental breakdown in the middle of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I would like to get through this entire show without having to turn my camera off while I run and deal with 87 different problems with my family.
I want at least 4 references to me being your primary, though.
I'm gonna have Melissa just on camera staring intently at you. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you two to make eye contact. Don't break eye contact with my wife.
That's how you assert your dominance. That's what I was telling somebody the other day while they were eating a hot dog. if you just maintain eye contact the entire way, you will assert your dominance.
That's what I keep telling people. So anyway, yes, Jesse and I, all of that to say that Jesse and I will be reviewing Homicide: Life on the Street Season 6. And then we're back, and Robert Cooper is taking over like Rover for Watain, the agony and ecstasy of Watain. And then the day before my birthday, the first day of LGBTQ month, everybody. Woo! It's Pride Month, baby! We're kicking it off with Def Leppard, one of my favorite bands, who I'm going to see this summer with my daughter. Diamond Star Halos. Then the following week, oh, Jesse, Creator, Hate Uber Alice. And then another week off to do Homicide: Life on the Street, Season 7. And then we're back with another Lordy review. Hopefully this one won't get lost to time because I had a power shortage. And then we end the month of June with Ailstorm, 7th rum of the 7th rum.
All right. So, yeah, plugs. Do we have anything fun, Jesse?
Well, you know what? I have a few things on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, on the big time agenda.
Big time calendar.
On your own feed.
That is correct. So today, Coop, you ever heard of the DC vigilante Anarchy?
I have. If I'm not mistaken, he at one time became a Batman villain.
That's right. That is correct. So, Unspoken Issues dropped today on the Source Material Comics feed, and we did 4 stories. So it was me, Derry, and Dean Compton, who is an unabashed, he said it right there on the podcast, he's an unabashed anarchist. And we got a lot of anarchy lessons, not only about the comic book character, but as a philosophy as well. It was really interesting. If you have a chance, check that out. We had a good time just talking about the kind of crazy stuff that Anarchy gets into in the DC universe. You know, it's all street level at first, right? The first 3 stories we talk about are all like him dealing with Batman, him running into Robin, and then the 4-issue miniseries that drops. Like the first issue, he's like dealing with the demon, and then he's on Apocalypse dealing with
is it the Kiss
the
demon?
Dark Side. No, it's not the Kiss demon.
He's dealing with Dale Torborg.
It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, if you get a chance, you check that out. It's about an hour and a half. That dropped today. Last week, Mark Radulich and myself talked about Shattered Empire, Source Materials coverage of the road to, as one guy put it on Twitter, nowhere in particular. It was supposed to be the road to Force Awakens, but the book was just like some of the smattering of just Poe Dameron's parents and what they did for the rebellion. And it wasn't like the road to Force Awakens, really. Now the plan is, and Coop, you're old enough, I know you're a young pup compared to me, but you may be old enough to remember a cartoon called G.I. Joe Extreme. Do you remember that at all?
I've heard about it. I've not actually ever got to really watch it. If I'm not mistaken, it was the whole them trying to cash in on the 90s trend of like extreme.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they redo all of G.I. Joe. Like, it's a whole different set of characters. You have the evildoers are Scar, led by Iron Claw. So tomorrow, Dean and I are supposed to sit down and talk about the 4-issue miniseries and then the 4-issue ongoing, which ended at issue 4 on like part 1 of a story. So they were like, hey, we're going on a hiatus, and they never came back. So that'll be a lot, as things tend to happen. And then that's recording. That's probably going to air at some point later on down the line. And my last plug, Source Materials comic review of Madballs #1. Madballs #1. Do you ever have a Madball, Coop?
I never have. Nor have I listened to much
Not
of the band Madball.
I think we did a review for Madball on here. But anyway, Mad Balls was a toy like line of. It all started out like bouncy balls first, and then they kind of grew into footballs. But they're all like disgusting versions of these balls. And so anyway, they made a comic book that was supposed to be 3 issues and went to 13 back in like '86. So I covered the first issue and talked about it. It was a lot of fun. And I have confirmed that Tripped Up Trivia will be recording next Saturday, the 21st, where we're talking sci-fi. So far as I know right now, we have lined up, we got David Wright coming back to defend his championship. He was one of the first Tripped Up Trivia winners. And then I have the second half of a mental health podcast host. Not the second half of the host. The actual full host is the second half.
I was about to say, where'd the first half go?
Anyway, he's going to come on and he's going to compete. We may be bringing back Josh Hall's local professional wrestler here in my area. He may be coming back. It'll be the Cosmic Cowboy Cole Cash, I should say. So he may be returning. And then I think Alexis may even have a couple people lined up, which means we'll have 5 or 6 people on that Tripped Up Trivia, which is going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't had a chance, folks, go check that out. We got every month, a episode will usually release of Tripped Up Trivia going along with one theme. Our last Tripped Up Trivia, I believe, was for magic related in film, related in print, related in games. And it was a lot of fun. We had a good time on that one. So I think that's all my plugs. Mark?
Sir.
Did you have anything else you wanted to plug before Coop plugs his stuff?
No, go ahead, Coop, and plug your girlfriend's podcast that doesn't do the podcast anymore because she has a boyfriend.
I mean, she's not my girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. Her name is Natalia. Hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Did y'all ever think about on the Unspoken Issues, did y'all ever think about doing any, like, the Batman Spawn crossovers from the 90s?
We did a Spawn Wildcats one. I don't think we've done Batman Spawn. It's been one of those ones that we were like, because there's 2. There's one that I think was published by DC, and then they flipped it and made it Spawn Batman for Image. Yes, trust me, I'm a big crossover fan. So at one point, I ought to put that on the list. Coop, you are more than welcome, buddy. It's not an exclusive club. You ever say, hey, I want to cover this, I'll bring you on, buddy. We'll talk about it.
I was about to say, if it wasn't like a gigantic tank of a book, I don't know if you ever read Planetary, but that's a fucking ride.
I've heard that's some good stuff.
I got it from the local library one time.
Support it, folks. Support your local library.
Damn it. But
we lose power and the episode.
Yeah, there it goes again. But yeah, for plugs, my friend Hannah one time had a podcast called Remind Me Why I'm Sober about sobriety and shit. She don't really do it anymore. She's been dating a guy for like 2 months and is ready to get husband number 3. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what? She loves hard and loves fast, I guess. But otherwise, yeah, that is all that I have, and I really like cheese. That's all else I got to say.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Check out the Metal Hammer of Doom extras on YouTube. They are YouTube exclusives. We clip out some fun stuff, and we throw it up on TikTok, which I'm way behind. I'm like 2-3 weeks behind on my TikToks now. I'm just so busy. But anyway,
oh no! So you don't have the TikTok of us reading Jesse's BDSM quiz?
I'm gonna try to work on it Friday before my wife takes me out on a sexy date. So anyway, so check out the Metal Hammer of Doom extras are some of the funniest things we've done on the network. Back when Jesse and I, when it was audio only, some of those Guns N' Roses November Rain, Jesse, or Sir Mix-a-Lot and Metal Church dancing in the Sparks Factory.
If folks, there have been Radulich and Broadcasting memes that generated strictly from the Metal Hammer of Doom. Sort the mail? Are you kidding me? Sort the mail.
Sort the mail.
I have no idea what we're talking about, but you need to go back and watch all them. We have like there's over 100 of those things.
Yeah, eventually I'm gonna start editing those together, like one like hour-long block of each one, and throw it up on the network, but the American Whammy Network. But anyway, all that to
The
say,
American Whammy and Broadcasting Network.
yes, check out all of our Metal Hammer of Dooms are in the archive. But if you're looking for the Metal Hammer of Doom extras, which we've been doing for about 2 months now, check those out on YouTube. For Jesse Starcher, for the Coop, Robert Cooper, I'm Mark Radulich. Be well, be safe, and behave.